can't. And I was thinking about giving as a thing that I can control. And, you know, it occurred to me when I was thinking about this that, like, you know, so I was brought up with the idea that, you know, it's better to give than receive, and that giving is a thing that we can do, and giving is kind of how we can position ourselves in a community. If everyone's positioned in that way, it's pretty cool because if everybody's in this giving place, then there's an inherent sort of balance that gets created just because of that, and that that's kind of how, you know, the earth works and stuff. And so lots of reasons to think about giving. And because the other thing that would be in my control is to not give, but it's like when I think about the things that are in my control, it's generally that sort of not doing something isn't usually part of it. Like, for example, instead of like not worrying, I take up a breathing practice that brings me into the moment that I'm in. And that's so it's like, it's almost like it's easier to do something than to not do something, or to have a do something that makes it harder for the thing that I'm trying to not do to happen. So to not worry is like, don't think about a pink elephant. Whereas if I say think about a pink elephant, then that's easy to do. But if don't think about a pink elephant, I'm way more likely to think about a pink elephant. I mean, there's always this sort of, seems like there's sort of this positive thing that happens, like doing is a thing that happens, like change is a thing that happens, that, you know, the world unfolding is a thing that happens, and to try to not, it's really hard. So then the idea of like giving being a position to take up, and I'm not talking about taking all your stuff and putting it out in the street for somebody to take, although that is a thing that cultures do. It's not, you know, kind of, well, so you think about if everyone did that. So yeah, so I mean, I realize that that's what happens. It's like, well, I mean, if I gave away all my stuff, then I wouldn't have anything. That's true, I guess. But if everyone gave away all their stuff, then there would be sort of this balance. And I'm not suggesting that that's going to happen tomorrow, but it is interesting that if nobody gave away any of their stuff, that would be problematic. But if everyone gave away all their stuff, that would not. Isn't that weird? So anyway, so the idea of giving being a position that I can take that's actually easier than not, that it's linked to lots of other things that seem to function that way pretty well. Like if you think about an oak tree, if an oak tree was like, I'm not going to give anybody anything, so I'm locked up on my end. I don't know if that all recorded, but I was, so we'll assume that it's going to continue. So an oak tree, if an oak tree's primary focus was on not giving anything up, that oak tree would be the last oak tree that ever existed. Because oak trees provide so many, when they're in that the cycle of providing, there's so many acorns that come from them, and generate, you know, not only lots of squirrels and feed the deer and lots of other things, but they also, and the bugs, but anyway, but they also, you know, that's how you get more oak trees. So it's kind of an interesting thing that that happens a lot in terms of the giving thing being how things work out. So anyway, something to think about for today. That's what's next with Dr. Joel. I'll be back tomorrow, and I'll see you then.